Hey, I am officially 5 weeks post-op, and a lot has happened since I made my last video. To start off with, I was talking about having some symptoms of eye infection and itchiness on my body ever since I had gone to the urologist. So, from there, basically, to tell you what's happened since then, is Saturday. I started to have like body aches all over my body, and I did start running a fever. Um, at first, I just thought, oh, maybe like I'm getting the flu or like I have COVID or whatever. I like did an at-home COVID test, and it was pretty miserable, but like just sticking to things. And I was trying to get my oxycodone filled, but the doctor was just like, why are you like, they didn't even say why. They just were like, you need to stop taking oxycodone. Like, we cannot keep refilling this for you. And they even, when they did decide to give me a few over the weekend, they also gave me like a Narcan kit, which I don't know, it kind of bothered me because I was just like, that's like, I don't know. I just like, I didn't want to admit like I was having some kind of problem or something, but that might just be standard anyway. But it was just kind of a surprise when I, got my prescription from the pharmacy. Um, Sunday, I woke up. Uh, I My wife helped me in the shower, and then I was supposed to have a nurse come out. So, I no, I wasn't supposed to have a nurse come out. Sorry. Okay, so showered, and then I was feeling really bad after that. This was like Sunday morning. And so my wife called the at home nurse line. It's like a 24/7 line. And they told me that I should probably come to the ER. So get to the ER, do all those fun things. They actually took me back pretty quickly. And they found out that I had a staph infection in my arm from my donor site, and then also a UTI. They said it was like E. coli in my bladder. I think that's, I know, basically the same thing. So they took me from the ER, they hospitalized me until Wednesday, so a week ago. I was there for 4 more days. I basically was hooked up to IVs of antibiotics like all hours, and it really did help me feel better, which was good. But the first night I was there, it was like absolute hell. Like, I couldn't sleep, and like they couldn't give me enough medicine, or like I was taking a bunch of like Benadryl and like hydroxyzine so that I could just like knock out, but like I still could not sleep, and I was just so itchy. I explained it as like when I was laying on the hospital bed, it felt like there were like razor blades like on my back. Like I didn't even want the sheets to touch my skin. But at the same time, I could not, lay down, sit down. So yeah, it was rough. And I'm like so lucky that my wife stayed with me because she helped me just, try to calm down. And I was pushing that nurse button for, so many times, but I probably would have had to push it a lot more if she wasn't there. So last Wednesday, I got out of the hospital, but Tuesday, they went in and they did surgery again on my arm, basically to clear out the infection. This time, they actually sent me home with the wound vac that I was supposed to have from the very beginning. Got this little cover on it right now, but it's like a sponge and it just like sucks out any drainage you have. But I really feel like the reason why I got a staph infection in my arm was the fact that they didn't put the right dressing on me for multiple weeks. I don't know how that happens, but it didn't turn out good for me. Um, so while I was in the hospital, yeah, they cleaned this out. And then the other thing they did was they did glandsplasty, which they take a little section of your skin. They took it from um, kind of like my pelvis region, and they make like the tip of the penis so it looks more realistic. So got all that done, got the infection a lot better. I came home and like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I just like could not stop sleeping. Like I was sleeping probably, 20 hours out of 24 hours, maybe even more. I could just not stay awake or do anything. So Friday, I did have a nurse come in and she suggested that we go back to the ER. So we spent probably 7 hours at the ER. They did a lot of tests to see where the infection was at. Um, and they found out that, things were not bad enough that I needed to be on antibiotics through an IV anymore. I didn't need to be hospitalized, but they did send me home with a different oral antibiotic. So they gave me one, obviously, when I left on Wednesday, and then on Friday they decided to give me a stronger one. And ever since then, I've still been feeling not my best, but I can see small improvements. The main thing I'm dealing with right now is I don't really have pain in my arm or my bladder as long as I'm keeping that catheter line cleared out, but I'm having a lot of brain fog. Like, you probably can even tell in this video I'm making, I'm having a hard time processing, remembering things, and it's really frustrating because, I'm not used to it and I just want to like snap out of it, but nobody's really been able to tell me what the cause of it is. I've also experienced like vision problems ever since I had my first surgery, where when I put on my glasses, I can see far away, but everything up close is really blurry, which never happened to me before. And when I did go to the eye doctor a couple weeks ago, they were like, your vision has changed tremendously. And it's like I hadn't, it had only been like 5 months since I last seen the eye doctor, so I don't know how else that's been happening except something with anesthesia or one of the medications I'm taking. I mean, I've been on anesthesia plenty of times and never had this issue. So I'm seeing my plastic surgeon and urologist tomorrow. Plan on telling them about it, but I don't know if they're going to really give me anything. It's just making me worried because it's like I got all this other stuff going on and then I can't even like actually think. Like, how am I supposed to like go back to my job if I can't even think straight? Like, almost kind of just feels like I'm constantly drunk. Sorry, this is going to be a long video. Hopefully someone's still watching it. The other thing is Monday, so 4 days from now, I am going to go ahead and have my actual second stage of my procedure where they move the skin graft from my leg to my arm. I'm really excited about that because changing this wound vac is awful. It's so painful, and I'm tired of being stuck to cords constantly. Well, hopefully tomorrow they'll also take out my catheter because last time they couldn't, so I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that things have healed, be able to pee on my own because I'm getting real sick of being connected to that too. So I think here in the next week I'm just going to feel better because I'm not going to be connected to so many things. My mental health hasn't been super great. I think I've cried more in this past week than I have in the last 5 years, and probably 10 years, honestly. When my infection was going through my body, my skin turned extremely dry. I mentioned that, my pelvis area was kind of where it was the worst, and I had like scratched through it, like you could see, like I'd drawn blood, like that's how bad it was. And now both sides, like of my hips, are like peeling like a sunburn. It's really weird, and like I'm having some peeling going on, like on my finger. So it just basically sucked everything out of me. I was like so dry. I looked at my face in the mirror and it was just like I looked like a Rice Krispie treat or something. And but I was like too tired to even like deal with it. Like, I've never felt so out of it before. I didn't even know people could feel like that, and you're not even able to take care of like your basic needs or like process even like what you need in the moment. Like my stomach hurts. Oh, I don't know if I'm nauseous or if it's because I have to go to the bathroom, or whatever. And it was just really, really odd. And luckily I'm past that, but just hoping the rest of the brain fuzziness goes away soon. Uh, Last thing I'll say on this video, because I'm sure I'll make another one soon, is that having a caretaker, like, I don't know how anyone does this without having a caretaker. I've been so lucky that it's been my wife, because like it would be a little bit more awkward to be like showering and changing dressings and things like with somebody else. But if you don't have somebody that that will help you, like, you really got to reach out and find someone, because I'm typically someone that snaps back out of surgery real quick, but just with the high possibility of complications, I think it's just so important to have somebody and, have a good support network. So that's my update. Give you another update here in a few days. And thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.